the last few lines of the last stanza. So the profound grief, the absolute grief that overcame the poetess as of her mother's death renders her speechless, makes her speechless. Therefore she says, and of this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. There is nothing to say. I am rendered inarticulate. This is what the poetess means. Shirley Toulson, a person of the caliber of Shirley Toulson, who writes poetry, is inarticulate, has no words to express the grief. Therefore, she ends the stanza by saying, it's silence, the silence of the snapshot, which reminds of the fact that mother is no more. The silence of the photograph renders me speechless or inarticulate. Now once again, the cardboard represents the photograph, which actually can be referred to also. The cardboard is actually an indirect reference to an important incident that happened in poetess's life. So the cardboard is an allusion, ALLUSION, is an allusion. Cardboard is an allusion. It's an allusion. It is an allusion. Allusion. Because allusion is an indirect reference to an important event. Because a small piece of paper accidentally reminds her of an important incident in her mother's life. Therefore, it's an allusion. And the girl was 12, that is the girl in the photograph, that actually is poetess's mother, was 12 years at that particular point in time. The important thing that stands out in the second stanza is that they smiled wide, so wide that their cheeks touched the strands of hair overflowing owing to the breeze at the sea beach. And the last line of this particular stanza describes is as a figure of speech, which is a transferred epithet. It's a transferred epithet. Epithet. Now, epithet means title. Transferred comes from the word transfer. And transient is an adjective which describes feet. And feet refers to human beings. It is not feet which is transient, it is human beings which are transient. So when you describe a noun using an adjective which actually describes some other noun, that is called a transferred epithet. I repeat, when you use an adjective, transient here, to describe a noun which actually describes some other noun, here it would describe human beings. In that case, the adjective becomes a transferred epithet. Terribly transient is a transferred epithet. Then the stanza that follows tells us about the fact how happy, how amused rather mother would be looking at the photograph, considering the way they had dressed, their elders had dressed them up for the visit to the sea. And both mother died, and the sea holiday was an important event in her life. So sea holiday happened and was over. So that was a loss in itself. And for the poet, mother's death was a loss. So both are right. Both are disappointed, yet amused. Why? This has already been explained, because they are amused at the fact as to how they could accept so easily such a terrible loss. So both ride with the labored ease of loss. And a poet, a literator, says that the death of her near and dear one has silenced her, has rendered her speechless. This actually, the last line, it's silences, which is actually an alliteration, is also another way of highlighting how profound, how immense was this loss. And of this circumstance, that is of her mother's death, she has nothing to say. She doesn't, it is not that she doesn't want to say anything, but she cannot say anything. She cannot describe the loss, the profound loss, the irreparable loss.